Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
When you're yelling and chanting at people like you're wrong or wake up or take off your mask, all these things, even though we're coming from a good place and we're trying to wake people up to certain agendas, it's very, as soon as you tell somebody you know something they don't know or, they're wrong, you know what I'm saying? They get a little,
You've been psyoped. We love you people, but you've been you're literally been psyoped.
You know what I'm saying? They get a little, and then now there's a separation, and it doesn't really work. So we thought, well, what if we could just have a unified message and just put up signs and basically spoof the movie, which basically said everything. So we thought, let's take this and just get people to think. And we realized the power of silence, that unified silence, and let the signs do the talking.
The saying, "Don't rain on my parade," well, that certainly applies to freedom marches, especially when it comes to how they're portrayed in media these days. We've seen all of the defamatory titles and headlines, whether they get called conspiracy theorists, anti-maskers, anti-vaxxers, and more recently, we're seeing across the board that they're being tied to hate. These are people who have legitimate concerns. They're law-abiding citizens concerned about things like the increase in child suicide, elder abuse, what isolation is doing to people, the rapid loss of freedoms that keep us all safe. Or what about our pandemic of overdoses? These are the concerns that get expressed at such meetings, but nevertheless, the voice is not allowed to be heard. I was watching a global news report just recently. It was a shocking report. Apparently, there's been at least 7 black Muslims attacked, Muslim and black women in particularly. They're linking it to matters of hate. I was shocked to hear this and definitely wanted to have this exposed and figure out who's doing it. But halfway through the report, something more shocking happened. There was a shift. Take a look at this.
With the tiki torches that we saw here in Edmonton as part of the anti-mask rally last month, I think there is a needed conversation about ensuring that symbols of hate are properly recognized.
Tiki torches? Are you kidding me? Those have been for sale in dollar stores for years. Come springtime, nobody said anything about them being symbols of hate then, but when it comes to freedom for all protesters, we're all just supposed to know this. And what's going on here? They knew the age of one of the people who did the attacks, and they didn't link them at all to a freedom protest. So why then are they making the shift there that these protesters are linked to who's assaulting these poor women? And how about this? Why use these assaults? Why use these women and what's happened to them as an opportunity to further the agenda, the slander campaign against freedom protesters, instead of shed the light on where it should be, asking people if they have tips so we can figure out who's actually hurting these women. So it's disgusting. But today, I'm at a protest, a different kind. They're going to actually listen to the messages that the mainstream media and our government want them to do. They're going to obey. They're going to shut up. They're going to not express freedom of thought. They're going to watch TV. They're going to isolate. This protest is based on a 1988 movie called They Live. And it's very creepingly related to how we are living today. Take a look at this silent march, and I'll meet you afterwards. it's kind of different.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I went silent or something. I agree with it though. I 100% agree with it.
I mean, it's their lives. They can feel however they want to feel, and they can believe whatever they want. But I personally don't agree, but it's none of my business.
All right, well, that's a great thing about Canada, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is Sasha and Nikolai. You guys were the visionaries behind this, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I thought it was very effective. So let's just start with why you guys thought to do this.
Well, I've been coming to these for a long time. We're really passionate about the movement and fighting for people's freedoms, getting people to realize what's going on. And we just noticed a certain, or at least for me, a certain amount of hostility, like when you're yelling and chanting at people like you're wrong or wake up or take off your mask, all these things, even though we're coming from a good place and we're trying to wake people up to certain agendas, it's very, as soon as you tell somebody you know something they don't know, or they're wrong, you know what I'm saying? They get a little and then now there's a separation, and it doesn't really work. So we thought, well, what if we could just have a unified message and just put up signs and basically spoof the movie, which basically said everything. So we thought, let's take this and just get people to think. And we realized the power of silence, that unified silence, and let the signs do the talking. We just thought it would be really, really powerful. The idea just came. I don't even take. It was just like it came from. We're both like it was the universe. It was like, you guys got to do this, and we just said yes, and that's it. It had to be done.
Yeah, I saw some people, it was like, this does not compute. Like, some people were like, I thought it was an anti-masker protest, but they're wearing masks. Like, so confused. Let's talk a little bit more about the movie just shortly that it was based on.
Yeah, sure. So the movie was made in 1988. It's a John Carpenter film called They Live. So, I mean, it's ancient, so to speak, and yet all of it's really popular today, really. I mean, we did one version of this on the 14th with only signs from the movie, where we took literally the same font, the same signs. We created PDFs. They're on our Telegram channel for anyone to use, so anyone can join that and check it out. Essentially use those, print them up, do this anywhere in the world. And then this time we thought it would be good to do 2021 version. If this movie had been made today, a lot of those signs would have been different. And so we put some of those in today to really shift the narrative a bit, and I think it worked.
Yeah, I saw some of those different signs. You had, was it hugs are dangerous?
Hugs are dangerous. Stay away from strangers. Social distance. Be afraid. Trudeau knows best. Yeah, humor. I mean, I am a comedian.
Science prevails.
Science prevails. Yeah,
Well, I hope that this is more effective for the movement. We do know mainstream media loves to call you guys anti-maskers, anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, and I would say they're moving into the hate agenda too. So this was the most peaceful protest you ever could have attended. So how often will you guys be doing this?
It's going to be sporadic. So we have other ideas that we want to use, and it's not going to be just from the movie They Live. That was the first one that Spirit just gave us this message. You guys need to do this in March. You need to do this now. It's really prevalent to what's going on today, and bringing some of the zombie character masks in was really epic. Those came from the movie as well. So we have other ideas we want to use, and we do also want to give the space for No New Normal to have their events as they have been. So we're not going to take anything over, but every couple of weeks sprinkle in a different unified message that really kind of can rally the troops around. That's what our goal is, and I think as long as we're going to be doing this, we might have to do this for a few more months. So.
All right, well, it was a pleasure covering this story. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thanks so much. Super fun.
Well, I had a lot of fun. It's nice to shake things up once in a while, especially since the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a difference. Good luck trying to cover that as not peaceful and hateful and all of those things. The mainstream media has their hands full. My guess, they'll just completely ignore it. Now, if you like this report and you want more of it, make sure you keep in touch with us by heading to afteryoutube.com. That's where you'll find out all the platforms we're on, and we'll make sure to keep in touch with you.